and more. Welcome back to Because Music and More. And Mayela New Version. Yeah. Well, I'm still figuring out what this podcast should be like, but times are really hard. I feel I get so anxious sometimes, and before I press record, I actually got anxious. It's not like it's the first time I'm doing this, but god damn it. Sometimes it's really hard to do things you used to do. Because of COVID and all that. Down here in Uganda, we are still locked down. Things are not as easy as they used to be. Being a professional teacher, we are not in school, we are not teaching, so things are on lockdown. Not the entire economy, but certain economic activities are still, not allowed to operate and the like. So, don't give me a sign, I'm your son. By the way, playing in the background is a song called Good Love by Nelia and Mental X. And I happen to also be on the song. It's a good one. Now, have you ever been there and wondered, like, you wake up, eat, sleep when you have the opportunity to do so? Have you ever wondered, like, life could be different, and then you come to the realization that, wait, that same question has been asked for like years by several people. It dawned on me recently. I noticed with this COVID, Corona and all that, yes, we are consuming lots of music because we are online, if you have the opportunity to be so, like checking through different music just to, temporarily disorganize your day-to-day and maybe even your reality. But when you think about it, like the basic, should I call it unit, like the basic things we do in life is to wake up, eat, sleep, be fit, be healthy, making sure that your mental health is in check. But the situation right now in the country and the world, it's really so hard. Sometimes I listen to some music and actually depresses me compared to the times when I would like listen to a record when I'm interested, like to feel certain emotions. Anyway, I might have jumbled up things here and there, but yeah, that is really how life is actually going for us, and it's not easy to cope up with, but we are trying our best. I don't know how you're doing it, but I pray you get a sign, something to come your way and all that. So because music and more, still figuring out who the audience is. I've seen a couple of people. The first episode I put out, I saw the stats are coming in, but I would like to have someone like I can host and we talk about this and that, and the like. So I recently redistributed my EP, Shonez the EP. It's out there, iTunes and all streaming services, but mainly for people in Uganda and China. Not my fault. Actually, it's my fault. It's not your fault, I wanted to say. I happen to limit it to Uganda and China, but not intentionally. I honestly didn't know what I was doing but we all get fast things. Speaking about music distribution, I think right now is the perfect time for people to, especially independent artists, like you need to know certain things when it comes to like the whole entire music industry. I had been reluctant, didn't really think about distribution and all that. Like I've been minding my teacher job and all that. Like for me, music used to be about me getting through dealing with certain things, but I recently realized that if you're good at something, you have to be paid. You have to be paid, for it. Or at least, if you're good at something, the world deserves to get to know that you exist. And like this goes to the musicians. Like I've used the situation in the world right now to actually learn so many things and trying to make some money out of several things, since I cannot go to class and get paid and all that. Like for every musician, you need to have a side hustle. I said something like this on one of the podcasts I used to do on the Nouvelle Live podcast, one of the episodes, and I was speaking about side hustles. Yeah, actually everyone deserves to have a side hustle or something that can bring in income for you, like on the real though. I hope you're still with me. I'm still figuring out actually how to do podcasts on the go with Anchor. Like I'd never done this at all. I'm still figuring out, how to do these things, even how to add background music. So first steps, So yeah, recently, like I said earlier, I figured out how to, distribute my music to different stores without really hustling so much and hoping, to get paid. Nuversion is my artist name all over. On the different streaming services. I guess I'll leave a link here and there, but the whole point of side hustle is like a rude awakening. Corona is seriously a rude awakening. Though we've heard stories that this is like a biological warfare. People have doctored this virus and all those wars that people keep fighting, all over them. But you really have to learn from it. Like we have to honestly learn from COVID. Yeah, we have to. Really have to, because I used to tell my girlfriend, we work, we get this income here and there, but you need to let your income reinvest for you. And Nipsey Hussle said something like this before he passed. By the way, Nipsey Hussle is one of my favorite rappers and moguls who ever lived that I used to follow for a long time. And it's only unfortunate I started following him, I think, around 2012-13. Ever since I listened to the song called The Fountain of Youth with Rick Ross. Yeah, so I followed him. I also listened to Pusha T, I listened to Pusha T. I like how he spits. It really spits. Yeah, his rapping style and the way he articulates everything. It's like with some level of finesse, style, passion, grandeur, like that comes in there. It's always interesting. It's interesting to listen to him. So yeah, I'd like to know what you think of this podcast. We We are on our first steps, baby steps, but yeah, the podcast will keep growing, and I'm still really trying to get back to podcasting and all. It's not actually been easy for me as a person. I know even elsewhere some people are under my situation, but as an independent artist, I feel like we can take advantage of the corona and all that, trying to look into things like publishing your music, earning something out of it, then figuring out to use your influence to actually make a living. Because imagine, like down here, no bars are open, no clubs are open, so if you used to get revenue through those different platforms, it means you have to rethink when you come out of this COVID-19. Like, you have to rethink. You need to have multiple streams of revenue, and even when you get the side change, reinvest it, like Nipsey Hussle said. Anyway, the song you're listening to in the background is my latest single featuring one of my friends, Goldust. It's called The Fight that I leave on a mic. We recorded this song to talk about the grind, to appreciate the grind, like multiple streams of revenue. Like I said, you need to have all those ways to survive. I wish you all the best until the next episode. My name is Ayela Nuvation. Follow me on Twitter at Nuvation. That is NUVEYSHAWN, and on Facebook as well. This is Because Music and More. I'll be sharing about my music and music in general, and tips on how we can grind, things that I've been learning over the times, so that we share. And feel free to leave a comment, and tell me if this episode has been beneficial or there is something I can do better. I look forward to listening or hearing from you. It's me to you, because music and more. Peace.